Continuing with rearranging, we're going to look at some of the harder type of questions with rearranging. Now, I just want you to spot the main differences and similarities between these three equations. If you were asked in each case to make x the subject, what do you notice about these three equations? Maybe have a go at trying to make x the subject for all of these and see what happens. So I'm going to go through it now. Pause the video if you need a bit more time to rearrange it. So question 1, you're kind of used to already. We're going to add 7 to both sides because we can isolate x. So we end up with x equals y plus 7. So that's fairly straightforward. Question 2, we've got 12x take away 1x. There's an invisible 1 here that we can write if we need to. So 12x take away 1x is just 11x. That's equal to y. Now we want to isolate x, so we're going to divide by 11, divide by 11. So that gives you x equals y over 11. So again, straightforward. You have covered these in previous videos. Now this is the trickier one. You've got x with a 2 and then x with a negative a. You can't really add these up or subtract them. They are different. We've got different coefficients here. There's something that we're going to need to do, and you probably guessed from the title of the video, when you get something like this, what we want to do is isolate x, but that's not possible to join these terms up. So the rule here is to factorize. So it means introducing brackets back in using the distributive law. So I'm going to factorize this on the side just so you can remember how to do this, and we're going to then apply that to the left-hand side of the equation. So if I write this down here, you're going to see 2x minus ax. So you want to take out a common factor. So in this case, it's going to be x. And then that's going to be x times 2 is 2x, and x times negative a is negative ax. 2 minus a are co-prime, so we stop here. And then we're going to be left with x brackets 2 minus a. So what we've done here is we've factorized this left-hand side. These are equivalent expressions. So just writing it in a different way. So we can write this as x brackets 2 minus a. This essentially, it's x lots of 2 minus a. So this is a multiplication. There's an invisible multiplication sign in the middle there that we don't normally write. So that's equal to y. Now if I want to isolate x, I can actually do the inverse of multiplication, which in this case is to divide by 2 minus a, and I'm going to divide this side by 2 minus a. So this cancels out because you're multiplying by 2 minus a, then dividing by 2 minus a. It's just going to give you 1. So this is x, or 1x, is equal to y over 2 minus a. That's your answer. So factorizing is really important when you can't combine the terms with x in them, or whichever letter it is in the question. Now, just a side note, when you have y over 2 minus a, that's not the same as y over 2 minus y over a. You can have a look at that in a bit more detail. If you try to add these up, you're going to need the same denominator. So you're going to end up with 2a as your denominator, and then your numerators don't match. So this is not the same thing. So this has to stay as y over 2 minus a. That is your final answer. Okay, so let's look at some examples of this. Before we do that, just a quick recap for those of you that need to remember how to factorize. Have a go at factorizing these. If you know how to factorize, just skip ahead to the next slide. Okay, I'm going to go through these now. Just make sure you have tried them if you're not confident with it. So we're going to use upside down bus stop method to factorize the first one. So let's draw that, and then we can see, we can do it in one step. I'm going to do it in 2 steps just to break it down a bit more. I can take out, look at the numbers, 16 and 8. I can take 8 out, 8 times 2a, and 8 times ab. Upside down bus stop. Now I can see a common factor is a, so I'm going to take a out, and then I'm going to get 2 plus b, and then these are co-prime, so I stop. So outside of the bracket I have 8a inside of the bracket, I just have this thing, which is 2 plus b. So this is your answer. This has been factorized fully. For question 2, we're going to do the same thing here. Now 2 and 7 are co-prime, so we can't take a factor out. I can see there's no a, that's common to both, so I can't do anything with that. I can take a b out. I'm going to take a b out, so this would be 2ac minus 7cx. And is there anything else you can spot that we can take out common to both? I can see a c, so we're going to take c out, so this becomes 2a minus 7x. These are co-prime, so we stop here. This goes in the bracket, 2a minus 7x, and then bc is just on the outside. So bc multiplied by 2a minus 7x in brackets. And then the final example here, I can see 8 and 24. Well, 8 goes into both, so 8 times acx and 8 times positive 3x squared y. Now let's see what else I can take out here. There's no a's common to both, there's no c's. X is going to be a common term, so x times ac plus x times 3xy, because we've got an x squared, and those are co-prime, so we stop. So the answer here would be 8x brackets, and then this thing goes into the brackets, ac plus 3xy. So that's just a quick recap of factorizing, because you're going to need to know this in order to succeed with these practice questions. So if you have a go practicing both of these questions, and then I'm going to show you how to do them, and then there's more practice on the next slide. Okay, pause the video if you need more time. So first of all, we can see we want to make x the subject. The problem is we can't add these two things together, so we're going to have to factorize. So factorizing this on the side, and I'm going to rub this out once I've done it, 5x plus 6ax. So I can take x out, and then the bracket's going to be 5 plus 6a. So let's write that here, x brackets 5 plus 6a. Now, upside down bus stop is really useful, but if you are very, very confident with it, you can just factorize it straight away. This is equal to a. Now I want to isolate x, so I'm going to divide by the whole bracket, 5 plus 6a, divide by 5 plus 6a, keep the brackets as well. So this cancels out, so you're left with x equals a over 5 plus 6a. Do not separate that into two fractions. It is just, that is your final answer. Okay, question on the right. Pause the video if you haven't had a go with this, because the next slide is just an exercise. So I'm going to take x out as a factor. And again, you can do this on the side if you need to factorize it. So x times 2b minus 7y equals 15a. And then I'm going to divide by 2b minus 7y. I'm going to divide the right-hand side by 2b minus 7y. This cancels out, and then I'm left with x equals 15a over 2b minus 7y. That is your final answer. So have a go with these questions, which all require some type of factorizing. Remember, you're making x a subject, and then you're isolating, which means the same thing. So pause the video, have a go. Okay, I'm going to go through some answers. So question 1, we are going to take the x out, and that's going to be 12 minus f equals I, and then we're going to divide by 12 minus f. Divide by 12 minus f, and that's going to be your answer, because these will cancel out with each other. So x equals I over 12 minus f. Question 2, question B, we are going to need to rearrange this. So we're going to need to add x to both sides. So that's now going to give us 22. I'll just move everything to the left a bit so I can fit it in. So that cancels out. So it's equals. Normally the equal sign should be below. It should be down there, but we don't have space. Is equal to xy plus x. Now we're going to factorize the right-hand side. So 22 is equal to x brackets y plus. Now think about what happens. X times what is x? It's going to be 1. And then we can divide by y plus 1. So I'll do that in a different color just to make it clearer. That's our equation. We're going to divide by y plus 1. Divide by y plus 1. So this will cancel out because we're dividing it by itself. It's just going to equal 1. And then our final answer is 22 over y plus 1 is equal to x. That's your final answer. And then for question C, we are going to take x out as a factor. So x times 4 plus m equals 4 plus m. We're going to divide by 4 plus m. We're going to divide by 4 plus m. Now this will cancel out to give you 1, but this is a special case here because actually we've got something divided by itself. So that will also give you 1. So x is equal to 1. Okay, now these are like the hardest solving equation, rearranging equations type questions you can get, where you've got an x term with different coefficients. You can't simplify it anymore, so you have to factorize it. You just need to keep an eye out for these types of questions. You will find that you'll just get stuck at a certain point, and then just remember factorizing is going to be your answer to this. Hope that was useful. I'll see you in the next video.